Good morning, everybody. My name is Patrick. This is my second video in my series building my first city. Thanks again for joining me. I haven't done anything on this city since the last time I made a video. It's been a couple days and now ready to get back into it. So let me throw up my resolution and full screen, as that is the best way to get the full SimCity experience. Except, okay, here's SimCity, and here we go. Okay, so there were a couple things that I had mentioned on the last video that I want to go back to this video, namely services, and we'll start talking about the City Hall improvements. So I let my city run for about 5 minutes before the video started, and now I'm just going to go ahead and kick up the speed to llama speed. We found a pretty good balance last time, I felt. The city still is in its very premature stages. Still don't have a lot of money, still don't have a lot of people, but all that's fine. That will come after time. That will come with time. So let's go ahead. We're going to zone some more residential. And we need 5,000 residents in order to upgrade City Hall. Oh, I want to put commercial over here. Okay, so let's talk about water. So with water, you're usually going to find water up in the hills and by natural occurring water. And I found that if you plop a water pumping station out by the water, it's usually a pretty good source of water. There's also another trick that you can do, well, I guess it's more of a mechanic, where you would plop the water pumping station with filtration pumps right next to sewage treatment plants. So I'll go over that in just a minute. But for right now, your water towers are your most basic source of water. They will provide your new cities with a pretty good source of water for when you're just getting started out. What you're going to want to do is as soon as you've plopped 4 of these water towers, it's just the same amount of money to plop the water pumping station. You get the water pumping station as soon as you get the Department of Utilities at your town hall. And I'm going to go into that a little bit later in this video, as soon as I'm ready to upgrade. Which I might be able to get that in today. So 4 is the magic number. 4 water pumps or water towers equals 1 water pumping station. After that, it becomes you're wasting a lot more money per hour than you would be just if you plopped the water pumping station. Same goes for sewer. These sewage outflow pipes, poop chutes, as they call them, are good for a while. And then 4 is your magic number. So after 4, you're just better off going with the sewage treatment plants. Again, you want to put your water sewage treatment plant downwind from all your residential. If that blows over your citizens, they all get sick, and that can be very detrimental. The sewage sanitizer as well. Oh, so I need a dump. So you can see this right here, that red trash can. That means my garbage is full. And how much money do I have? I don't have enough money to buy one, so I need to take out a bond. Bond, thank you. And I'm going to throw it down here. You kind of want to have a more permanent idea of where you want your garbage dump. You can bulldoze your dump, but it does leave ground pollution, which is fine. You will just plop a water plant with a filtration pump on it, and you'll just suck up all that ground pollution. It's actually a pretty good source of water, but at the same time, you're just it's a temporary solution for a long-term problem. What's going to happen is because there's garbage everywhere, I'm going to start seeing fires, and people are going to get sick. they get sick from ground pollution, and if garbage isn't getting collected, it just has a habit of catching on fire. So if you can build a dump kind of off the bat, you're in pretty good shape. Speed this up here for a second. Okay, lots of happy faces, but I'm still negative income, so I'm gonna kind of slow down here for just a minute. Still hiring, so we need some of our nodes to get down here to the garbage dump. The garbage dump and recycling center will only run during the day. I think garbage collection starts at 6 a.m. So if you plop it in the middle of the night, you're not going to get workers in there. But it looks like we're early enough in the morning that we should get workers, and a shift should start today. And everything happens kind of sequentially in the game when you're first starting out. You build your facilities, you build your school, you build your dump. Then people are going to get sick, so you build a hospital, a fire station, and then eventually you'll build a police station. Sometimes you can make it quite a ways without having to build a police station, especially if you have a good education system. Because if they're smart, they won't turn to a life of crime. One thing I didn't mention in my last video, I usually watch it on government mode, and what government mode does is it tells you the happiness of the buildings, and whenever their happiness goes up, you see these little green bubbles that float up like that, and that means they're happy, and we want them to be happy. Still hiring. Come on, guys, let's go. Get to work. They're hard at work. It's a factory truck just making deliveries. Like, none of these people have cars. You don't have a neighbor, you idiot. Well, here's what we can do. We'll force it. Very temporary solution, but it'll work. It should do, donkey. Okay, so here we go. We already got our first, oh. Uh-oh. So this is a problem. I was kind of hoping he'd get sick, and instead of he's injured. So sick Sims, if they're not at home and they get sick, they'll walk home or walk to the hospital. If they have a chance of spreading their sickness to somebody else next to them, and oh no, he's dead. If they're injured, that's a showstopper. You have to have some sort of medical facility with an ambulance go and pick them up and take them in. Unfortunately, in this case, the poor dude died, and now this home is very unhappy because people are dying all around them. In the beginning of the game, it's fine. Ultimately, long term, if it keeps happening, happiness will drop. People start getting worried, and ultimately they'll move out because I feel that death has surrounded them. Alright, so we got all of our little houses being built and people moving in, and knowing no one is walking in the right direction. Come on. Everyone wants a job at the dump. There we go. There we go. And now dump trucks are on their way to go collect garbage from the city. Oops. Oops. Hurry up. Here we go. And you can see the garbage trucks stopping at each one of the little houses. You can actually look at the waste map, and it will tell you, wow, look at all that dump there, or all that garbage there. It shows the garbage trucks collecting the garbage. Oops, where's he going? Dummy. Longest, worst route possible. Good job, garbage truck. And this is a good example of where I would play the game either on turtle or llama speed. You want to give time for the garbage trucks to make it through traffic, to get all the garbage cans that they can get, so that everybody is nice and happy again. And after being negative income for quite a while, it looks like we're about to be back into the positive, so that will be good. Getting this trash problem taken care of is good. It's not a bad thing to take out bonds. The worst thing about it is there is a fee associated with it, so it immediately adds the interest on top of the bond. So regardless of when you pay it back, you're already in debt, so to speak. But it is better if you pay it back as soon as possible, because then you get more hourly income back. Because these bonds do charge you per hour, $173 an hour. And then more is the higher amount you borrow. The other amounts are $50,000 and then $100,000. And I think it's on how many citizens you have, or how far you've upgraded your city hall, and if you have the Department of Finance. I think Department of Finance will allow you to borrow the $100,000, which is a really good lifesaver, but it's just really expensive. It's a lot of dough. Oh, I have a school right there, a bus stop. So you get the cannot draw a road through place buildings a lot, and it's because you have a bus stop or a school bus stop in the way. There's my road. I need a lot more homes. Turn it down for just a minute. One there, and one over here. And I'm gonna pop another park. Another skate park. Okay. So again, anything with these little blue circles is from City of Tomorrow. When you're playing SimCity, you can plop anything you want to, right? As long as you have it unlocked or what have you. As soon as you plop anything from Cities of Tomorrow, you immediately go into the expansion pack. So the roads will upgrade to being futurized, the music will change to the Cities of Tomorrow soundtrack. Cars will start being futurized. You'll start getting more neon signs and things like that. It's kind of your preference which one you like to play more. I prefer to play the original one and get my cities, at least my first city, totally built up before I start playing in the Cities of Tomorrow expansion. Like, I just like to get the most bang out of my buck before I go on to the next step. Alright, looks like we got people moving in. Let's go ahead and kick up the speed. We're not too worried about shopping right now, because they should be able just to walk to these shops or walk over, oops, to those shops over there. my next concern is going to be school. I should be running out of classrooms here pretty soon. I'll have to address that. Oh, looks like I got my first fire. So where's that? There's a couple different ways of handling fire. So the way fire works is a building will catch on fire. Let's see here. So the guy set the oven too hot because he's stupid. Where education would help reduce this kind of disaster from happening. If the fire starts spreading, then you need to worry about it if you don't have a fire station. I don't have one at this moment. I'm gonna wait. I'm forced to wait at this point because I don't want to take out another bond necessarily. This is our little dude. Hope you learn next time. Don't set your oven to 800 degrees. It's not a safe cooking temperature. And I have another injury. Also, education will help reduce that that problem. Yeah, I'm so congested. Excuse me. So... Oh, that one caught on fire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bulldoze this house here so it doesn't spread. And I'm going to D-zone... Slow this down. I'm going to D-zone this area so that the fire won't spread. Speed it up. Let's go. And it'll just take a couple minutes for the buildings to burn down. I'll come back to that here in a second. Where am I going to put my facilities? I'll probably put them up here. Probably put them... Yeah. So it's hard to figure out where to put them because you want to make sure that they have access to respond if they get stuck in traffic or anything like that. If a crime is being committed and the police cars can't get there, they'll... Okay, so buildings are now rubble. These guys. And rezone residential. If they can't get out and respond to fires or whatever disaster they're trying to get to, you'll just lose that said building. That was one of the big bugs in the very beginning was traffic was really broken, and so you would have fire trucks trying to respond to a fire. The building would burn down, so you'd bulldoze it. But all your construction trucks were coming in from the region, so you would just get this empty construction site with no materials being delivered. So you'd sit there and wait for materials to get delivered. Well, another building would burn down. Well, the fire truck is still stuck in traffic from the first building being burned down. It wouldn't be aware that the second building had caught on fire because it never made it back to the fire station yet. So that building would burn down. So you'd destroy it, and then it would turn to new construction. Well, construction are still not making it into the city, so you have two plots of construction. And nothing was happening, and you'd get a third fire, and so on and so forth. And before you knew it, half of your city had burned down. You'd lost all of your hourly income, and you were just totally screwed. There was nothing you could do about it. Thanks for playing. So, that does not happen anymore. Materials do not come from outside the region. They're just kind of organically inside your city, and your city will build up from there. Let's see here. Ooh. Getting our first apartments. That's awesome. My school is full. I've already taught 150 students. So let's see if I can add some classrooms. Nope, 10,000. So we're going to wait just a hot minute and get some classrooms in. I have it running on cheetah speed right now, so we're going to let it do its thing. Let's check. Okay, so this guy's sick. And that's fine. He's at home. He'll rest it off, feel better. This person is injured, so unfortunately, they're gonna die. There he goes. He passed. Poor little dude. But it's okay. At this stage of the game, everything is kind of okay. They're still complaining about garbage, which is not a problem anymore. So, I want to look into that City Hall. You can kind of zoom in and see the people at the park, kind of doing things. Looks like we're starting to come up on our income. We're up to 346 an hour, and that's after we plop the pump or the dump and the other park. So that's pretty good. Stop falling off ladders, you idiots! Injury. Another death. So as this death toll goes up, that will become a problem. How much is it? 20,000? Oh, we're a little ways away. For hospital, I think if I have another injury or two, I will build the clinic, and that'll help, because people are going to start getting worried that everyone keeps dying. Happiness will go down, and we can curb that kind of from the get-go. Big industry. Police and fire are usually good candidates to put in this little section of your city. They kind of have a tendency of growing out, whereas the clinic grows back. So I'll explain that better here in a couple minutes. But I'm going to place my clinic over here. Let me set it back to llama speed here for just a minute. Uh, 173, yeah. Oops. Well, that's fine. I have my windows open because it's kind of nice outside, and my heater just kicked on because it's too cold. That's probably why I'm so congested, but it's really not that cold in here, so that's fine. I'll let it run. And just occurred to me, I have no idea how long I've been making this recording for, so whoops, this might run over half an hour, might be a little bit under, I'm not entirely sure, but it's no big deal. So we got our new factory, fancy. That'll give Sims a place to work. And it looks like I have low wealth residential demand on the rise, and kind of medium wealth commerce, which these guys will start flipping up as that that demand goes up. It's lame. Why does it do that? Alright, there we go. Finish this off. We're gonna do that there, and then we're gonna match it up there. Yeah, we're gonna leave it on cheetah speed, just so we can kind of get these guys in. You can kind of see the simulation run. Usually I do these things kind of on slower level, but starting out should be just fine. But yeah, we start getting bigger shops as the medium wealth residential demand goes up. Alright, so we talked about water, we talked about sewer. Go over power real fast. There's a couple different options for power. Again, my favorite is wind, for reasons that I had aforementioned. The problem with wind is it takes up a lot of space. It's very efficient, but it is very space inefficient, and you have to build kind of around it. Next, my favorite is solar, and then nuclear. And then just kind of several different options after you get into Cities of Tomorrow. I wouldn't recommend building anything from Cities of Tomorrow in a new city, unless if you have the ability to produce control nets around it. And I'll get into that in another video. Control net is basically the resource that powers the items from Cities of Tomorrow. With wind, these regular turbines are kind of low wealth. They'll detract from land value. If you research the vertical turbines at the university, they're much more efficient, and they actually, your citizens will respond better to them. They'll be like, ooh, the wind is so pretty, look at the wind turbines. So they don't detract from land wealth, whereas your basic ones do. So there is an advantage to researching. Is that another school now? There's an advantage of researching wind turbines pretty early in the game, as well as the concentrated solar array. But I'll get into higher education later, as this city is not quite ready for that yet. Oh, that's funny. As a lawyer, I'll need a good suit. Couldn't we all use a good lawsuit? That's awesome. Oops. It looks like I got another fire. And this one actually could be pretty bad. So I'm going to turn it down. And I'm going to D-zone prematurely. And since this one just started construction, I'm going to bulldoze it. Yeah, and you know, unfortunately, your little Sims will burn alive because they don't know how to run outside of a building, unfortunately. Oh, your little helicopter coming to film the fire, so thank you for that. And you will see that pretty often. Let's kick it up, so we don't have to watch our Sims burn to death. Sorry guys, I'll build a fire station soon. Quote unquote. Oh, that's a blaze. Wow, look at that. That one hasn't caught on yet. It's like Chicago. Alright, there it goes. Oh, good. I didn't catch the other building on fire. And that's the other thing, too, is you can't bulldoze buildings that are on fire. You can only bulldoze buildings that aren't on fire. But these will all just kind of grow back. It's not really that big of a deal. Just fill in these little gaps. Alright, looks like we're out of power, so let's go ahead and we're going to add on another small turbine. And when that turns on, boom, power. Perfect. Alright, what's our budget look like? We are, wow, so we're making $1,400 an hour. And we have 10,000 in the bank. So that is quite good. Another fire. It's like the city of Seattle back in the 1800s. When was the Seattle fire? 1905? San Francisco was like 1915 or 1917. Chicago was 1870. I think a cow kicked over a thing. A lamp, an oil lamp started the fire. Rubble. There we go. Ah, another fire. Gosh. 20,000. 20,000. So it looks like I had a real good large rash of deaths right off the bat, and that's all kind of neutralized. I went from four deaths a day to 0, so it's kind of evened out. Your industrial areas are your big money makers, so you want to get those rebuilt as soon as possible. And as soon as I get my next hourly income, I'm going to plop the fire station. That will make everyone much happier. So, let's see here, spin this around. Yeah, I'm just going to plop it right here. And pretty sure that they do lead to higher land value. Let's take a look. Yeah. So the any services will improve land wealth, especially the larger ones that you get from City Hall improvements. Makes everyone generally happy. Oh, look at all the green. So they like power. Wow, love that power plant. Life's good. No fires. Beautiful sunsets. It looks like somebody's sick over there, and they're still complaining about dump. The trash. There is no trash, you stupid City Hall. Figure it out on your own. Oops. Oh, nope. Okay. Okay. Heard a ruckus in my house. How many students? 350, so we're maxed out on students. Can't afford another school classroom yet, so we're just going to sit and wait. We can see how many students we have and how many we have enrolled. So this is your population panel. Just click here and it will give you how many residents you have, their the wealth distribution, and if they're local or visiting from the region. Right now we have 0 visitors because we don't have any other towns. So that's fine. Where's my mouse? Oops. Seem to have... Ah, crap, I lost my mouse. There it is. Click on the Details tab. We can see how many workers we have. We have 26 unemployed, low wealth, and we don't have any available jobs at this time. So we need to get something taken care of there, like more industrial. There we go. Maybe some more commerce somewhere. Okay, so now we have enough industrial that we've unlocked the Omega Co-Factory, which we're not going to plop right now, but we're just going to... It is available to us. When you get so many commercial buildings, you get the casinos will be unlocked. You get certain city specializations unlocked as you reach certain milestones, and I'll probably go into that in another video. Have to worry about power again. We're almost out, so plop another turbine. And that's spinning. Oh, wow. So as that new turbine comes online, we should start seeing these buildings get power back. In the last video, I mentioned that the first buildings that were going to lose power were going to be these ones, and I negated that by building this road. So power will flow this way, and that's why these ones are now on the losing end of the power battle. Oops, get that guy going. Shoot. Okay. There we go. 4. Super inefficient wind power is, but it's cheap and it does the trick when you're first starting out. And you don't have a lot of pollution. Let's see, is there anything else really that we can do? I was kind of hoping to get the tick over to upgrade my city hall, but it doesn't seem like that might work for this one. Well, maybe. Let's see if we can upgrade our city hall, and then we'll conclude this video. Oh, I can't build another classroom. So you have 2 options when you do these improvements. You can add another ground floor, which is fine, or you can add a top floor. With some of the buildings, like high schools, you can just add top floors all the way up. With these ones, you can't, which is why elementary schools just aren't a very good option at all. Let's see here, 2,000. That's pretty good. 15,000 in the bank, 2,000 hourly. Oh, look at this guy. Look at this guy right here, right here. Look at you. Not too shabby. Yeah, could be better. Break your kneecaps. Oops. Did I say that out loud? I guess I am. Mayor. So. Fire started, and we can see our little fire truck. Oops. Slow this down. The fire truck responded, and little guys come out and douse it with flame, or douse it with flames, douse it with water to put the fire out. So having a good reaction time is very important for the success of your firefighters. Mainly, it's to reduce the chance of the fire spreading to other buildings, and then to save the building itself. No. It's kind of a neat view. Look at that. Wind turbines in the back. Alright, kind of noisy. Let's see. I'm gonna upgrade this road. So to upgrade a road is this little road upgrade, or you can just hit the R key when you're in your road tab, and that's how you upgrade density. Higher density will allow bigger buildings. Actually, I don't think it's gonna do anything. It's still too early. Let's kick it up. And again, the best way to play is slowly. You just have to sit and wait. On this level scale, I'd probably put us at level 6, 7, somewhere in there, out of like 1,000. So we still have a ways to go. Oh, ticked over 5,000, so now we can upgrade our city hall. If you're not on the city hall tab, it'll kind of have little blue flashy things around to let you know that it needs your attention. And it'll tell you upgrade here. You can click upgrade here. You can click on the building and upgrade. whatever you want. And I think this one's kind of cool because it'll actually change the building. Yes. As it burns down. Okay, now that we've upgraded, we actually can add a wing, and I'm just going to go over that kind of fast, and I might get a little bit deeper into it in another video. But if you click on City Hall and click on your Edit button, you get all these different wings, and you get one wing for each upgrade. As soon as you do a wing, or I guess a department, it will share it with the rest of the region. So like I was saying before, you only need one. Your options are Department of Education, Department of Finance, Department of Safety, Department of Tourism, Department of Transportation, and Department of Utilities. I always start with Education. That's always my very first go-to department. I can plop it right here. Department of Education will allow you to build high schools, universities, do all the things that you need to do to get onto the second step of education. Finance, I always build last. It allows you to manipulate your tax rates individually. There is merit to it. It's just not a feature that I utilize. Department of Safety will allow you to build the bigger fire station, the police precinct, and the hospital. And each one of those has added benefits of extra waiting rooms for the hospital, extra jail cells for the police station, and hazmat fire trucks for the fire station. Department of Tourism will allow you to build culture items, as well as parks. You get the larger parks when you build the Department of Tourism. Department of Transportation will allow you to have train stations, bus terminals, the airports, and ferry docks. So Department of Transportation will just allow your Sims to get around a little bit easier. Not a big deal, but it is nice to get a bus system in your city so your Sims don't have to walk everywhere. They do respond very well to that. And then Department of Utilities will allow you to build the water pumping station and the sewage treatment plant. So depending on where your city is at that time, kind of dictates which department or which wing you should add. And you can only add one wing per upgrade, and it's not kind of a showstopper. It's not unlikely to kind of throw things out of balance, and you just end up having to start another city. That's interesting. You can put it on the other side of the road. Ah, City Hall's over there. Let's see. Turn this back up. But I always build Department of Education first, so I don't have to worry about it. Then usually it'll be utilities, safety, or transportation, depending on how bad traffic congestion is. And then tourism is last. Finance is very last. And like I said, you only have to do City Hall, build up your City Hall in one city. All your other cities can just benefit, and you don't have to have the footprint taken up by the building. Alright, almost at max capacity. We have new construction. We're positive on our balance sheets. I can repay this loan. Let's do it. And we're up to 1,700 an hour. It's fantastic. Alright, I think that is all the time that we have today. I really don't know how long this has been, but thank you very much for checking this out. I'm probably going to grow the city for a little bit, and then I'll start a new recording as soon as I have more facilities in place, so you guys don't have to see the more boring end of the game. So, thank you all very much for watching this video. My name is Patrick. Please feel free to ask questions in the comments if you have any. This is a pretty fun game in my opinion. I'd like to see more people give it another shot. Let's all be mayor. Thanks and have a good day.